Claude Oscar Monet by Abigail Waits. I chose to present Claude Oscar Monet in this presentation mainly because of his naturality in arts. Every piece of art I looked at and enjoyed seemed to be by Claude Monet. He has a great way of using colors and lines, shapes, and light to create harmony in most of his works. He's a very unique artist. As you can see, the two photos at the bottom, they're very beautiful with their color schemes and very different. I don't recall one piece of artwork in the art forms textbook by Claude Monet that I did not enjoy. They're all very nice. That is a photo of Claude himself. He was a very popular Impressionist of this time. Claude Monet was born on November 14th of 1840 and deceased on December 5th of 1926. His whole life, he was an art inspiration to others. He was the father of French Impressionists, which is very important in his life. He was well known for all of his contemporary artworks and environmental artworks. His nature paintings caught my eye quickly and were very pleasing to look at as well. However, he did not start off his journey with paintings with environmental works. He actually started off with artistic drawings. Claude was a natural in arts growing up. He knew he wanted to become an artist, although his father was a successful grocer and he wanted him to join the family grocery store business. Claude's mother, however, was a singer, and I believed this influenced him greatly. During Claude Monet's early years in experiencing his love for art, he found his own way to express it. To do this, he created charcoal caricatures during his early school years and became very popular for them. These are two photographs of or drawings of the charcoal caricatures. He made a profit of 10 to 20 francs off each of them. Later on in the years, he met many people who introduced him to new techniques, such as Eugene Boden. He was a very famous landscape painter during this time. He was a very well-known local painter. He introduced Claude into oil paint, which became Claude's best and most used strategy. Boden encouraged him to paint outdoors with his en plein air technique as he taught him. This technique actually changed Monet's whole perspective of how to create art. Here I'll show you a special painting of Claude Monet's first painting he created in his career. It is called The View from Roelles in 1858. It's very beautiful, very green. It looks very realistic to be a contemporary artist. And after meeting Eugene Boden, Claude Monet then adopted his medium, which is oil paint. He used big and bold, short brushstrokes to create his paintings. He made the landscapes appear less idealized by using contemporary settings or industrial settings, making them look vivid through effects of changing light. He painted scenes as he physically saw them, and he would sit there and paint them in the way that he saw them. This became actually a very important skill in the 20th century artwork, and he did introduce that into the art industry. And now I'll present you to some of his most famous artworks. The first one is going to be The Woman in the Green Dress. The Woman in the Green Dress was a painting of Camille, and she was actually Monet's wife. Monet painted this in 1866. He created this portrait of his wife because she was his favorite model and mistress, Camille. He planned on entering this painting in the salon, and it was accepted and appeared in the exhibition. The painting receives him a lot of positive praise as well. So that was very good for him. The second painting is going to be Venice at Dusk. This was actually one of Monet's most famous paintings. He created this piece in Venice during a road trip with his second wife, Alice, in 1908. He was captivated by the fog over the coast of Normandy, which inspired him to create this colorful piece. Originally, while visiting Venice, Monet had no plans to create any artworks. They were just up there visiting for a while. He created this painting as a souvenir for himself, not knowing it would later become world-renowned. So that's very interesting. The next one I'll present to you is the Impressionist Sunrise. This is a very beautiful piece with the cool colors, and then that sun in the background, the warm colors, is very beautiful. This was painted in 1873. Monet painted this extraordinary view from a hotel window at Le Havre, his hometown. This appeared as one of the 9 works that Monet showed at the first Impressionist exhibition of 1874. This painting attracted reviewers' criticism, which actually gave rise to the name of this movement, the Impressionist movement. And the last painting I'll present to you is the Water Lilies. Claude Monet spent a lot of time painting water lilies in the ponds in his garden in Giverny, where he lived with his second wife, Alice. Which makes it no surprise that the water lily paintings are what Monet is most well known for. He paints all of the different paintings with different light and color schemes, as well as weather conditions. So they're all different and very unique. These paintings now occupy museums around the world and have become some of the most famous and influential works of the 20th century. Claude Monet, it was very interesting to me that he was depressed throughout his life. I wonder why he let depression overcome him, because he was such a successful man and he could do anything he wanted, and he traveled everywhere. So it shocked me that he was depressed. And I also found it interesting that he had eyesight issues, which was cataracts, in his later years. But during some of his issues, he actually still created the most beautiful artworks, and you would have never known that he was having issues during this time. But he was a very successful man. He gained financial and critical success during the late 1880s and 1890s. After spending a lot of time in Paris, his paintings escalated. And after he gained his financial stability, he traveled. He traveled to find other sources of inspiration. And he was very important during this time to artists, because he was the father of the French Impressionist movement. He introduced a new way or strategy to use or think about in art, something new to everybody in history, and it was, yeah. He created history through his movement and his artworks, and he is a very well known and great artist. And I enjoyed doing this. Thank you.